2012 was a historic year for Northwestern football, one that finished with the school's first bowl win in 63 years and just the third ever 10-win season. So what will they do for an encore? Managing editor Pete Futek is here to help us preview the Wildcats. Pete, there's a lot of reason to be optimistic in Evanston. Great new facilities, an awesome coach, and now they're starting to appeal to recruits to come there now too.
A little more, and they've got that right attitude that now they actually can win there. They actually can do some big things, and yes, they had a great season. It could have even been a lot better had they come up with a few defensive stops late in a couple of key games. But a big year, the program's on the rise, and certainly Pat Fitzgerald is one of the hot head coaches out there right now.
So we all know traditionally the Big Ten is a running type of conference where the game is played in the trenches, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. And if there's one area, though, that could be a little bit of a hiccup for Northwestern, you believe, is the offensive line.
Well, it's not like exactly 3 yards in a cloud of dust when it comes to Northwestern. It's wall off your man and hope for the big run. But with Kain, Colter, a running quarterback, and Venric, they do have some very fast, very athletic options in the backfield. The problem is, like you said, the offensive line. They got to replace the entire left side. They got to replace a couple of other key parts of this. And the offensive line is going to be fine. It's never going to power over anybody, but it should be just enough to get by. But that's the one problem, and that should be just enough to keep them from being that 10-win team again.
All right, on defense, you mentioned the secondary that gave up some big games late in the season to Penn State, Michigan, Nebraska. Any reason to think they'll be better in 2013?
Well, hopefully they can be a little bit better. I mean, they do lose some parts there too. But, last year, again, as I alluded to before, they got torched late by Matt McGloin, and Penn State lost that game. They got lit up by Taylor Martinez on a couple of deep balls late. The big play against Michigan they gave up. I mean, they're really, literally about 3 or 4 plays away from having a truly epic season. They're going to be a little bit better, but they just don't have that talent in the secondary. They're missing that NFL caliber deep safety that they just have never had. So that's going to be a problem once in a while, but I don't think they're going to improve too much, but they're not going to be awful.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look now at the Wildcats schedule. They open up early with out-of-conference games against 2 teams with new coaches in Sonny Dykes at Cal, Scott Schaefer at Syracuse. So, Pete, will the Cats repeat with another 10-win season?
Interesting enough, if you throw in Western Michigan with P.J. Fleck, Wisconsin and Gary Anderson, 4 of their first 6 games are against teams with first-year head coaches. I don't think they get to 10 wins again. I think they get to about 8-4. They got some rough spots there. Got Ohio State and Wisconsin in the middle of the schedule. They got to do it at Nebraska. They got to play Michigan State late. I think they get to about 8-4, but maybe with a few upsets, they could be a little bit better, but I don't think they're going to get to 10 wins again.
All right, a challenging season that lies ahead in 2013. Pete, thanks very much. For other previews around the Big Ten and the rest of the country, explore the site, campusinsiders.com.